come up and say a few words about progress and how this whole lake has changed and how he's seen the first flag put up, and now we're putting the second one up.
Thank you, Austin. I used to drive on Maple Street right up there and go to the hospital. About this. And the lake was drained and it had to be relined. Seen a lot of progress. We've seen a tremendous amount of improvement in our city through the years, and it's very heartwarming to see. I was thinking about this, years back. I would occasionally have people come from elsewhere in the state. We had our medical meetings or League of Cities meetings. And very often people would be surprised at how great Norfolk is. And I think we got to remember that. Norfolk is a great city. Another step forward with a beautiful flag here that we'll all be proud of. I think we have to appreciate the work of these fellows and getting this put together. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Doc. Now I'll turn it over to the man who is really spearheading this, Don Wisniewski.
Thanks, Austin. Now you guys are going to get bored with me for a little bit here because I had to make a few notes so I wouldn't ramble on. But I appreciate everybody being here today. What we're doing, we're gathering here for something truly special. There's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears put into this thing, and it really is special. It's not just that, it's a continuity of a legacy here. Today, we're going to break ground for more than just a new flagpole. We're going to break ground for a symbol, and it's one that represents freedom, sacrifice, community, and the endearing spirit of all American people. This story really began back in 2007, and I'm going to throw Guy Ellsworth under the bus here for a second with EBM. He turned to me. Where is Guy? There he is, dead center back here. Back in 2007, ladies and gentlemen, Guy came up and said something pretty simple. And he said, but it was very powerful. And he says, we need something permanent. And at the time, every year, Big Bang Boom had to bring in a crane from EBM. And it was expensive, it was temporary, but it was a solution to raise our American flag that we do every year. We put a lot of attention to the raising of the colors. And with that idea that day, it wasn't just about saving money. It was more about creating something lasting and meaningful, and it would stand a long time after the last firework finale went off every year. So for years, that idea lived on the back burner because life got in the way. I got too darn busy. We had a project put together back then. It literally got put on the back burner. But then, almost 2 decades later, guys, we're all standing here, and that vision found new life. That's when Thomas Landcamer, I got to throw him under the bus, he stepped forward last year after the last fireworks went off last year and said, hey, you remember that project we were looking at back in 2007? I said, yeah. He says, let's make this happen. So believe me, the lights turned on and there was every reason to do it. So together with dedication, persistence, and the shared love for this community, people like Austin T. Haygood joined forces, Aaron Otten, where's it right here? These guys all came together to help put this thing together. Boy, this sound system is not right, is it? Maybe it's me.
It's got your brand on it.
I know. We're going to have to replace it with a bigger and better one. But these people all came together, and that vision became the project that we're standing right before us today. So, this new flagpole will stand for a tribute, number one, to the 50th anniversary of Big Bang Boom. That's happening this year. Celebration that has brought families and friends and neighbors together for generations. And maybe more importantly, it'll also stand for the 250th celebration of the United States, the semi-sesquicentennial. A reminder of the freedoms that we all enjoy and the sacrifices that were made from a lot of people years ago, currently, and in the future to let us do what we do today. So, and just as importantly, It will carry forward the legacy of the original flagpole installed in 1976 by the VFW to commemorate this nation's bicentennial. That flag stands right there behind us, guys, the big one. That was put in there in 1976. That pole stood proudly for decades, and today we honor that service and prepare for the new chapter. This is what community looks like. It's an idea shared between friends. It's people stepping up when it matters, and it's honoring the past while building for the future. And soon, rising from this very ground right here, we'll have a new symbol, strong, enduring, and visible for a lot of people in this area, reminding us of who we are and how we stand. So today, we prepare to turn the first soil here. Let's remember, we're not just starting the construction. Okay, yeah, we're building on a legacy, guys. A few of the folks, I do want to mention a few here real quick that are really helping make this thing happen. First and foremost, Alex and Heather Weaver of Guaranteed Landscaping. Alex, where are you at? Alex and Heather are over here. They're our main contractor doing all of the landscaping, the bricks, and so on and so forth of the project. Chico's not here, but Brandon is. Brandon, where's Brandon? Right here. Chico and Brandon with Big Rock Ready Mix have stepped up and donated 100% of the concrete plus the pump, so I don't have to break my back pouring concrete every day. Chris Holderness from Holderness Construction right over here is the one helping us pour all the concrete along with Bryce Anderson from Anderson Concrete. Bryce right there. Chuck Froberg with Froberg Electric right here in the center. Going to do all the power, the lights, and everything. This will be well lit up here. City of Norfolk, the Parks and Recreation Department. Guys, raise your hand from the city. These guys have been great to work with. I even had to talk Nate into taking a couple trees down, but I had to replace it with about a dozen more to make that good. Thanks, Nate. Jackie Workman. Jackie, where are you at? Jackie right here, and her boss, Steve, with Sunburst Memorials here at the Norfolk locations. They're the ones that we've been working with on all the black granite, the benches, the pies in the middle, any other the blocks that are going on. They've been great to work with. And then I want to mention Jan and Mitch Push. Where are you guys at? Jan and Mitch, right back here, way back in the center. Guys, you don't see it now, but you will when this is all said and done. They are donating a 9-foot tall bronze eagle statue sculpture that will go in right behind the plaque here. And believe me, that's not a $10 sculpture, guys. They really stepped up on that eagle there. And of course, I want to mention again, Doug Ellsworth from EBM. He has also been a very big supporter of this, and whether he knows it or not, he's bringing in the crane one more time to help us put this darn pole up. So what are you doing? You better book it now. 2 weeks from now, guy, that crane's got to come back. And not only these people, guys, but everybody that's purchased a brick or sponsored a military emblem, a bench, or a flagpole, or the landscaping. A lot of people have stepped up to help make this thing do that, to come together. So I want to thank everybody that made this possible, and thanks for believing in this vision. 2 decades in the workings, it's a fruition now, so it's gonna happen. And then just thanks for being part of this moment. So with that being said, I'm gonna turn it back over to Austin, and let's turn some ground over.
All right, thank you, Wiz. I'd like to invite take an ear out here to break some ground. Wiz will be around for the media afterwards to answer any questions. Thanks again to our media partners for coming out. This is totally pointless. All right. I'm going to need both hands. This ground is hard. Yes. All right. 1, 2, 3.